So this is Professor Grant Wacker. He is a Divinity professor, and
when we first met him, the aide said, Billy, Grant is writing a book about you. And he said, why? And this took me back. And so I thought a moment, and then I said, well, you've done some important things. And he said, no. He said, the Lord has done important things through me. And that was characteristic of him. It was his personal humility. I think where his impact lay, where his genius lay, is that he knew how to do better than any other evangelist of his time, or for that matter, any since the 18th century had done. And that is what he was very good at was adapting trends of the larger culture and bringing them in, and then working with those trends, and then using them to proclaim his message.
See, I'm like the opposite. Like, I know you like the combo, but I just like gave up on grading. It's like, I don't need you. I have a superior.
He was personally humble, but he was not intimidated by anyone. And actually, I hadn't thought about it until just this second, but this is exactly the point with presidents. He never showed the least hesitation to be involved with presidents, to play golf with presidents. He played golf with Richard Nixon more than 100 times.
we're going to go ahead and get started in about 2 minutes.
Absolutely not.
Why so?
The first and more important is that he would have felt that any kind of entanglement of the gospel message with a partisan agenda is inappropriate. Now, he didn't always maintain this himself. I mean, he fell off the wagon. Ever after he got very entangled with Richard Nixon, he learned a lesson. In fact, I think one could say that Nixon saved Graham, in the sense that Graham learned a lesson of the dangers of getting a political agenda into a pulpit. Graham did understand that it was important to assess any kind of a president in terms of competence. Are they able to do the job? And so their personal lives are part of it, but it's not the totality of it. And I think that he would have had a good discussion there. He would have been troubled. I don't think he would have known the obvious answer, and he would have to think that through. I think his legacy will be the inclusiveness of his understanding of the gospel. Bring as many people in as possible. He wasn't able to talk much about recent events. I mean, he'd grown too elderly by then. But I think if he were fully able to address the issues of today, he would be mortified by the cultural wars. And he would see that as a distraction from what we need to be doing.